Hello everyone and welcome to another video produced by Financial Anatomy, the place where we empower young people to take control of their financial destiny. And in this video, we're going to be talking about this stimulus check that the government is sending everyone because of I'll call it the C virus, and whether is it really going to fix the problem. Now, before we get into that, we actually got to cover what it is and the dynamics of it. So we have an article from USA Today. It's going to explain the basic dynamics of it. Now, there are things that this stimulus package does as far as the airlines and other industries. You clicked on this video most likely because you want to see how it's going to affect you as an individual. So this is referring to people who are employees, who are unemployed or self-employed. We're not going to talk about the business side of it. Okay. So stimulus check, calculate how much money you could get. I'm not going to read the whole article. We're just going to scroll down to get to the financials, which is what you wanted to know. Okay, so how is the amount determined? Here's how the amount is calculated under the current plan. Adults receive a lump sum of $1,200 or $2,400 for those filing tax returns jointly. People with little or no liability would get at least $600. Families, or $1,200 for joint returns. Families receive an additional $500 for each qualifying child claimed as a dependent. So one thing to note is all this is heavily dependent on your last tax return. The payment would be progressively reduced for higher income earners, starting at $75,000 or $150,000 for a joint return. Individuals earning more than $99,000 wouldn't qualify at all. Married couples filing jointly are eligible for a $2,400 check if their household income is below $150,000. Similarly, that amount is reduced gradually up to $198,000. So those are the basic dynamics of this. Now I'll cover a few things that the article isn't necessarily going into. I will link the article in the description below. But it's said that these checks should be sent by 3 weeks, and how you receive the check depends on how you filed your last tax return. So they're going to use your last tax return as far as income goes. So for example, if someone made $50,000 and they filed their last tax return in 2019, they'd be eligible for $1,200 based on the income requirements we just read. Now, if you filed on the internet and received any kind of return via a direct deposit, then that's how the money will be deposited in your account. But for some people, if you haven't done that, they're going to mail the check based on the last address they have on file for you. So you do want to make sure that your address is up to date with the IRS. If you moved since the last time you filed a tax return, you want to file this form which you see on screen, which is the 8822 form. I'll leave a link in the description below. I'm not going to explain the dynamics of that. I'll also leave a link to the IRS site as far as what that form does. But the simple version is it allows you to update the address that they have on file so that they can communicate with you. In this particular case, send you a check. Now, there's a few miscellaneous things that I should cover in regards to the stimulus check. For those of y'all that don't know, it actually is tax-free. And I've heard a rumor about this. Now, I've done some research. I wasn't able to confirm it, but if y'all can in the comments, please do. But I've heard that if you were behind on child support, you would not be eligible to get this check. Now, like I said, I wasn't able to confirm that, but I did see it in a few articles, so that's something to think about. I mean, I guess it is what it is. So now that we know the dynamics of it, is this check going to really fix the problem? Well, any money that the government gives, obviously, that's great. That's awesome. Who doesn't want to take the money? But we got to ask ourselves a bigger question. The most that anyone will get out of this is $1,200. Now, let's say they pump this up to a monthly basis so that as long as this C virus outbreak and this shelter in place is going on in a lot of cities, they're going to send you $1,200 per month. Is that enough to live off of? I'm just going to say no. I mean, you could live off of rice and beans if you want, but Honestly, the money that's here is not enough to really have any kind of sustainable living, even if you're just doing nothing but eating and basic utilities, things like that. Now, if rent and utilities and things like that end up being stalled while this is going on, that's a different story, but I don't know if that's going to happen. But what's the recurring theme you keep hearing me say? If there's a lot of ambiguity in all this, I'm not saying that the government should necessarily increase the stimulus package. I don't think that that's the answer. We got to take a greater look at the bigger problem, and the bigger problem is people are not bringing enough value to the market. So when something like this happens, they can't bring any other value than what they were doing previously. So they're not able to make money. I'll use myself for example. I have freelancing in terms of video editing, making videos, writing, obviously my book sales. These are things that I'm giving to the market in terms of value, and I'm able to charge accordingly based on that. A lot of people, and the school system has failed us here. This is why this is the case. But a lot of people just can't bring any value. They work their jobs, and once something like this happens, they have to stay home. They don't have anything else that they can do to bring value to the market. And that's why their income gets severely reduced or it goes to zero. So is this check really going to fix the problem, or any check for that matter? I'm going to say no. Even if they were giving you a sustainable amount of money to live off of, there's always going to be a part of you that, man, if this went away, that's not going to be good, and that is going to make you feel insecure. I talk a lot about this in my book, The Anatomy of Financial Success. So what this has inspired me to do, I'm going to be creating a series called Work From Home. Where I'm going to be breaking down exactly how I make money from home and why I'm actually not affected by this at all financially. In fact, my clients have been asking for more work for me. So that's actually increased my income a little, not a whole bunch, but a little. I don't like the fact that I'm the exception to the rule of all this. I want all of us to have skills that we can bring to the marketplace so that we can give value back to the marketplace and in turn make money. Whether it be writing, making videos, doing online tutoring, whatever it may be, there's some skill sets that you can develop, or you may already have them and you just need to use to bring some money in. So I would say don't rely on this government check. By all means, take it. I'm not saying don't take it, but realize that this is not the ultimate solution. There needs to be a priority on building skills that you can leverage in this time to make money. Because for whatever reason, if the checks stop coming or the amount goes down or if the amount stays the same, because like I said, this is not enough to live off of, a lot of people are going to find themselves in hot water. And moving forward, you want to keep at least 6 months to a year's worth of savings in your bank account so when something like this happens, it's not so much of a financial hit. So to answer the question, will this stimulus check fix anything, fix like everything, this whole situation? My opinion is no. And I'm gonna go out on a limb and say a lot of you in the comments agree with me. So stay on the lookout for the Working From Home series. I'm currently recording it as we speak, and it should be coming out next week, at least the first part of it. But that does it for this video. If you're looking forward to that series, you'll want to subscribe and hit that bell icon so you can be notified when the series drops, at least the first part of it. It's going to be a 5-part series, and I might be looking to do a little bonus in there, but it will teach you how to make money from home. And it's not going to be just the typical, oh, go to this site and do some typing to go to this site. I mean, develop a skill set which you can leverage from this point on. Okay? So, if you liked the video, smash that like button. It's much appreciated. And don't forget to get out there and take control of your financial destinies. I will see you in the next video. Peace out.